Good evening, everyone, once again. I think we have spent 10 more minutes waiting for people. We shall start now. Before I start, I want to thank God for giving us today. And then, like we have said earlier, we want to start now. Before I start, I want to call on someone to give us an opening prayer. And then let me look through the person I can easily call. I saw her some few minutes. I hope she has not gone.
That's one thing, all these people now. Mute yourself.
Good evening, colleagues. Good evening, colleagues. Good evening. I want to say that one of the things that we need to agree as a group is that people should at all time check whether they are muted or not. So we have no choice. If you forget to mute yourself, we shall mute you. So please always check whether you mistakenly unmute so that you will not distract the program. Like I said, I intend to call someone to give an opening prayer, then we start immediately. I want to call on my desk officer, Dr. Chinwe F. Young, to please give us an opening prayer. You are the only one I can easily call without stress. Please kindly unmute yourself and give us the prayer. Thank you, madam.
Let us pray. Father, Lord, we commit our presentation this evening to your hands. We ask that all of us who are on this call will live as better people, more educated, more informed by the end of this presentation. For praying the mighty name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much. We really appreciate. Thanks for answering my call. The second one is I also want to represent and recognize some people. We are all important. However, there are some specific people that we must, as a matter of protocol, recognize them. And I will start by recognizing the chairman of the CPAN in absentia. I have not seen him online, but I want to recognize him while we are waiting. I also want to recognize the secretary of CPAN, Dr. Mutiat Olulawal. I also want to recognize the other member of the executive of CPAN I can see Dr. Onwafo Maureen. I also want to recognize Dr. Obier Juru, as well as other members of the executive of SIPAN that I'm here to see and call on, while I will continue to recognize them at interval while we are going on. I also want to recognize my teacher, my mentor, officially, Professor Gbola Olaiwola. You are welcome. I also want to recognize all executives of Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria and the fellows of Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria. I want to recognize all other fellows of SIPAN that I do not have their details here. Know for sure that you are highly recognized. You will need to forgive me because I have left the shop for years, so I am losing touch with some of those names. Kindly forgive me for that oversight. And I also want to give a notice that we should please at all time mute ourselves. We should at all time check whether we are on mute or otherwise we may have no choice but to mute you. So let me quickly go into the subject of the day. We are actually going to talk on someone on a topic that has to do with
Welcome, sir.
Dr. Esther. Please, could you please mute yourself? Dr. Rosemary, please. So, like I said, we are going to talk on something that has to do with our sustainability, our future. And then because the success of our youth is success of the profession. So we are talking about early career pharmacists, making the transition from local to the global space. And that this topic will be given by someone that our ability to do so is never in doubt. Her name is Dr. Emanuela Nzeribe. She is the president of FIP Early Career Pharmaceutical Group, and she also a founder of LISA Research and Consulting, and also a co-founder of the Teen Healthcare Ghana. She has represented FIP and WHO civil society organization. In 2019, she came first in Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology Text Matters. In that same year of 2019, she also came first, and as she has the best postal presentation at African Pharmaceutical Research Symposium here in Uganda. In 2021, she came third at a storytelling competition at Youth Combating Neglected Tropical Diseases. In 2022, she won an award grant by the German West Africa Consortium. In 2023, she came as a first runner-up in the best poster presentation at CPHIA in Zambia. In 2024, she won a research fellowship at the Cindy Institute of Research and Innovation. In this year, 2025, she also won a travel grant award by University of Dundee to Drug Discovery Africa. Dr. Emmanuel Zeribe, she's a clinical pharmacist and a science communicator. Please get prepared, sit down to learn, prepare to unlearn, and prepare to relearn. So I'm going to hand over in the next 30 to 40 minutes for her to take us through the topic, early career pharmacist, making the transition from local to the global space. Dr. Manuela, you have the floor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Fam Ademola, for the warm introduction, and good evening, colleagues, senior colleagues, and everyone here. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Emanuela Nzeribe, and I currently do so many things, but I mean the basis that I mean the basis of it all is I'm a pharmacist. Without further ado, I will just in the next, if you can indulge me for the next 20 to 30 minutes, I will just give you a brief information of something that started up as play, even as a student, and how it has gotten me to where I am now. And then I just hope and pray that the little or whatever I'm able to share will go a long way to inspire you all to and inspire us all to continue to make impact in our practice and in our sphere of influence. So if you can give me, I will just quickly share my slides. Okay, just a minute, please. I'm trying to share my screen. Okay. Who is that? Okay, please, can someone confirm that they can see my screen?
It's not back now, just back and forth.
Please, someone should confirm that they can see my screen so that.
Yes, I saw something like live, but then it's blank.
But then it's black. Okay, let me attempt to share again. Let me just share the whole screen.
Okay.
Okay. I guess this is better now.
Yes, you are on now. You are on now.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. So quickly, this is just going to be very short. So once again, okay, I think I can go ahead. So everything that Farmer Demola had said earlier, that is me. My name is Emmanuel Anzeribe, and I serve as the president of the FIP ECPG. ECPG used to be YPG, so the YPG of FIP. So before it used to be YPG, before we transitioned to ECPG, and ECPG because ECPG stands for Early Career Pharmaceutical Group, and we transitioned to early career pharmaceutical group because at the global level, we've realized that there are other countries where you go and our B farm in Nigeria is M farm, or they are doing sciences. So that is why we switched from YPG to ECPG. So it's early career pharmaceutical group. A lot of other countries have transitioned to ECPG. Some also stick to YPG because that is what their association, or that is what their association stands for. So on the call of it all, I studied in Ghana before I moved back to Nigeria some years ago to work in my country. Yes, and then so quickly I will just give us a brief overview of what I do within ECPG, because I believe that is the reason why Famoti Hat had actually brought me in to just give a brief overview of what I'm doing or what we are doing, because I don't do all of these things alone. And then just talk about how I've transitioned and what my journey has been like all this while. So as we all know, I know that FIP is not so new to everybody here. At least you just hear, even if you are not part, you hear about FIP Congress, FIP. So what is FIP? FIP is the global pharmacy body. I mean, you hear about World Pharmacy Day and everybody is celebrating. Who started World Pharmacy Day? It was FIP that initiated it, and that is what we've been running with. So FIP is a global body that represents pharmacists from all over the world, includes national association. So even PSN is a member of FIP, and including a lot of Nigerians as well that are you know individual members of FIP. So FIP holds a signed memorandum of understanding with WHO. So majority of what we do is aligns with what we are doing with WHO as well. So FIP has a vision, and this vision is to create a world where everyone has access to safe, effective, quality, and affordable medicines, and of course the pharmaceutical care, which is what makes us pharmacists. And then with all of these things, FIP is, it has a mission of ensuring that there is continuous advancement of both the pharmaceutical practice, the pharmaceutical sciences, and pharmacy education. So those are like the three major aspects of this profession. These are our profession. So there's a practice part where you are either in the hospital or you're in the community pharmacy or what have you. There's a sciences part which involves the research aspect. Of course, you can't be dispensing drugs without having, there should be the part that involves the research, and then there is education. So so we know about the sustainable development goals, the SDGs. FIP has its own development goals, and all of these goals is just so that we have something in mind, we have something that we are targeting for, we have something that we want to achieve by so and so time. So we are really up to something to transform the profession. So if you want to transform the profession, in what areas do we want to do that? So everything that you're seeing here, you can always see it at the website, FIP website. So you're seeing about 21 of them. You're talking about academic capacity, we are talking about early career training, we are talking about leadership development, pharmacy intelligence, access to medicines, communicable diseases, antimicrobial stewardship. So all of these things are the different areas that FIP. So later on, like when you go to the website to get more information, you can begin to like unbox each and every one of them to see that just like the way the SDGs are. So it's to see that all of these things is just so that we can able to continue advancing the three aspects of pharmacy: the practice, the education, and the sciences. And then coming down to what Early Career Pharmaceutical Group is, I mentioned it earlier that it used to be YPG before. In 2001, that was when it was established, and we just thought that okay, FIP has been so. Just like the way YPG exists in PSN, so FIP always feels like it's okay, like is for older people, is for senior colleagues. What happens to the young people? So this is what bettered YPG, and then as time went on, we moved it to ECPG, and we pride ourselves by saying that we're advancing the profession right from the start. So young people, we come with our own energy, we come with our own deal and vibe, right? And our mission is to promote the goals of FIP. Please pardon me if you can't hear me very well. My network is becoming a bit unstable, but if you can't hear me, please just alert me. So we have a
Well, we
mission of
can hear you,
promoting the
but
goals of
the font
FIP.
is small. We can
The
hear
what?
you, but
The font.
the font, yes, is very small. It's difficult to see.
Oh, okay. Are you serious? Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. So, but I can share the slides after now. I'm so sorry about it. I'm actually like having it in a presentation mode. So maybe I can always share the slides after now. So sorry. So FIP CPG has a mission, and this mission is to promote the goals of what FIP is currently doing, and then creating space for young people within ECPG to connect and take active roles within what FIP and of course other leadership as well. And then we have we envision a future where we have young people that are making impact in their society. We have all of that in mind. And for us to be able to do that, of course, not to bore you, we have a whole lot of people that are under this is just a map that shows where we are currently and how we are growing. But what I wanted to lay emphasis on here is that we have a strategic plan, which I was majorly part of the people that worked on this plan. And this plan, I was majorly part of the people that worked on this plan about 2 years ago. And the whole essence of this plan is to create how do we make sure that young people have access to all the resources that they need to be able to grow? How do we make sure that young people have access to even if it's mentorship, everything they need to be able to grow in the profession? So that is why we came up with everything that you're seeing here. So we have our different priorities. The first one is advancing the three aspects of the profession, but then through projects. So we have projects that we are currently on. We have the mentorship program. We have the leadership development program. So even for the leadership development program, I mean, for pharmacists, we say that we have the 8-star, or some people are not saying it's 9-star pharmacists. As part of this star that we all have, we have the part that says that a pharmacist is a leader. So you see that leadership is very important, and we need to have those leadership skills. So we always aim to train or bring in seasoned experts that will train or facilitate leadership development workshops. So we have the physical one and then we have the online one. So that's to tell you how important we are big on building pharmacy leaders, right? So we have the physical one, which we do always like during the Congress, and then we have the online one, which is currently ongoing. So we bring in seasoned experts from different parts of the world to be part of it. So I mean, we have a lot of people that are currently there now, even YPG members as well, YPG leaders. Some of them are also part of the leadership development program that we are doing online. And then our second priority is to support early careers, to be especially people coming from limited resources. And this is something that has been so passionate to me since I came in, and because I know that I am coming from that limited, I mean, from that part of the world where we tend to have limited resources. And because of that, we have done a lot of collaboration to establish scholarships for young people to be able to attend this Congress. So initially, I mean, we talk about Congress, Congress is far, very far. So because of that, we try as much as possible to provide as much scholarships as possible to ensure that people are able to, attend the Congress. So last year, this year, a lot of scholarships we've been churning out a lot of scholarships. And I mean, the beautiful aspect of it is that we have some of Nigerians that are actually winning some of these scholarships to attend the Congress. So I mean, under priority 3, we talk about advocacy, which is very important. Young people getting involved in policy development, policy statement, policy, everything, so that by the time you are done, you have access to these skills. You have some of these skills that you can use to even continue to get better in your profession. So we also talk about building competencies. So we compare, so previously we've had a situation where we had to compare competencies of people from different parts of the world. So if you bring a pharmacist that just graduated from one of the Asian countries and a pharmacist that graduated from one of the African countries, how are we able to be sure that, okay, this person these two people, if you put them on a scale, they actually they have the same competencies. So that is also something that we are trying to put across in different lights. So I wouldn't spend much much time here, but just to let you all know that within ECPG, we are focused on young people, and we are trying to make sure that young people have access to the resources that they need to be able to grow. So everything that I see here, the various things that we do, we have networking sessions where we bring in leaders. So we talk about people from WHO, people from even FIP leaders as well, and even other interprofessional organizations, so that they come in, they share their journey, they share their experiences, what they have done so far that took them to where they are currently, and then from there people are inspired and they can actually do one or two things. So we have mentorship sessions, we have engagements with our members where we actually just sit down and then just have conversations on what we wish we can do better for ourselves. So I was going to just ask us a question, just to engage us, but if you are free, you can just type it on the chat. What are the challenges that you feel like you have as a Nigerian pharmacist, whether as a young person or as an older person? What are the challenges that you feel like you have as a pharmacist in Nigeria? So please, if you can spare me just 1 minute, you can just let me know in the chat the challenges that you feel like you have as a pharmacist in Nigeria. Oh, it's now 10 star. Okay, fine. 10 star pharmacist. Thank you. Yeah, so somebody said mentorship. Somebody said mentorship. So what else again? What are the challenges that you feel like you have? Internship placement, yes. Then that's even access to some of the opportunities. What are the challenges again that you feel like you have as a farmer? Lack of access to information and even mentorship. Thank you so much. What else again? Any other career opportunities? So there are a lot of challenges that, I mean, they're very peculiar. Some of them are structural, some of them are challenges that we create for ourselves. Some of them are basically structural, like it feels like you may not be able to do anything. Some of them you can actually do something about it. Continuing education. So there are a lot of challenges that we tend to have that tend to make us feel like we cannot go further than where we are now. You just settle for what you have, or you just insecurity, rivalry. True. So it tends to make you feel like, oh, well, I really can't do so much. You just settle for what's where you are, and then you are fine with that. So me, so what is your biggest hurdle? So in terms of having access to international opportunities, we are talking about. So first of all, I said limited access to international collaborations. So somebody already said mentorship. It's actually through mentorship that you're able to collaborate. I once had access to this mentorship program sometime, I think it was 2021 or so. And I mean, it was through that mentorship I had that I was able to collaborate with this same man from Australia. It was even difficult even having a good meeting safe, because Australia, we know how far it is, and their time zones, they're even out of this world safe, and their time zones are totally different. So I remember those days having to wake up early to even be able to have a meeting with this man, because that is the only time he has. Yeah, that's the only time he has, or he's free to be able to even meet with me. So and I mean, it was true that in those interactions I was able to collaborate with him to be able to come write a research paper back then in 2021. So not so far. So mentorship is a big thing, and it has a way of limiting our access to collaborations, even if it's just collaborations with someone that is just within Nigeria. I'm not even talking about international collaborations. Then underfunded research ecosystems. People are actually, I mean, I talk about research because research is a big aspect that I've grown to actually understand that it has a way of, I mean, it's one of the ways that we can actually grow as a continent and as a country, even as an individual. It's not like you have to go getting some research skills and all of that, but it's also a situation of how, like, even if you are in a community pharmacy and you get to learn about a certain disease and all of that, sometimes you actually have to go on and read about that particular disease. Maybe that disease, it's not like you didn't hear about it, but maybe there are a lot of things that are coming up. I mean, something, even in terms of malaria. Right now, we are not talking about malaria vaccine and all of those things. It's actually through research that you actually get to know that, okay, there's malaria vaccine, there is this, there is that, but the vaccine cannot be used in small children, or it cannot be used in adults, every other thing. So research it has become an integral part of what we are doing today. That if you feel like, oh, I'm not into research, oh, I'm not into research, but I mean, even in the clinical space where you find yourself, research is very paramount. Then of course there are other barriers like imposter syndrome that that people feel like, oh, well, that space is like for some people from that side, so let me just respect myself and be in one particular place. So mind you, I'm not even here to tell you that, oh, you should transition from doing local things, quote unquote, to move to something international, something global. But I will just let you know that even your expertise, the little thing that you are doing in that your little space, can go a long way in making impacts at your own sphere of influence and wherever you are. So based off on these challenges that I've just mentioned, even the ones that you have all just typed on the chat, we also, I mean, it's also good to also know that at least 60% of the global health challenges requires pharmacist input, access to medicines. I mean, we are talking about emergency. Last year when we had at the Congress, we spoke a lot about humanitarian pharmacy. Humanitarian pharmacy, I mean, from this part of the world, we call it public health or something. But I mean, the other parts where, I mean, in third world, they are calling it humanitarian pharmacy. So humanitarian pharmacy is basically a situation where people don't have access to certain things and you're going there to give them drugs and all of that. So you're talking about places like Gaza or Russia, or I mean places where there are really wars and conflicts. How do we ensure that those people are not lacking drugs and all of that? So access to medicines, that is one place that we play a huge role, because some countries do not have access during conflicts and wars and all of that. People don't have access to all these things, and humanitarian pharmacy has now become a big thing. It has now become a big thing, and everybody is now running to it. So I'm seeing that as an opportunity for pharmacists to even go into, and also we also have I always cite this thing, and we say that Africa as a whole, maybe because Africa, I mean, we all talk about Africa. Africa as a whole has one of the highest burden of diseases. They're going to talk about neglected tropical diseases. Now we get them plenty. If you're going to talk about infectious diseases, now we get them. If you're also going to talk about communicable diseases, or sorry, the non-communicable diseases, where we are like, I mean, things are not even transitioning. So there are infectious diseases that are affecting us, but then due to either lifestyle or how things have become, we now have, I mean, non-communicable diseases are now becoming a thing in this part of the world, right? Yet, when it comes to research output, we have less than 2%. This research output they're talking about drug discovery. They're talking about, I'm so sorry. We're talking about other aspects, really. And this is a huge space. This is a huge opportunity for us to come in. So what can we do in this, even in our own space? What can we do? So from here, I just thought, and I just felt like our expertise, your expertise, or our own expertise can solve global problems. So no matter how, if I mean, so based off on this, you just have to understand that even if because someone might be asking questions, or how do I have access to all these opportunities? It does not mean no. It does like not say you should leave your job. Even in those in that your small space where you are busy either dispensing drug or ensuring that there is good pharmaceutical care wherever you are, those expertise that you have, of course, you have to also keep working on yourself to get better. But those expertise can solve global problems, and that is why we think we think globally, but we act locally. Like you have that ability to be able to think wide. I mean, think at the global level, like just think globally and be able to act locally. So even in that your small space where you are, you can actually understand that you can actually make impact where you are. So it's not a situation of you just allow drugs to be dispensed anyhow, but you know that yes, so I'm here, I'm in this space now, but I must make sure that I must continue to make impact wherever I am, even if you're doing your NYC in one village or in the city and all of that. So that is just something that I want us to have in mind. So major strategies really is not out of um is not something that is out of the blues or something. We have global network. I was saying build a global network or join a global network. There are a lot of other networks that are there. I mean, I'm talking about FIP and even ISPOR and the APF, African Pharmaceutical Forum, where people just come in and then just have conversations on how we can advance the profession. That one is there. You can also do research within your space wherever. So we are working in a hospital. I mean, with the time I was even in the hospital, I recognized that, oh, at a particular point in time, people always come with snake bite. That was when I was in the northern part. So at a particular point in time, people were always coming with snake bites. What was the cause of that? And that even spurred me to go on, okay, fine, let's find out what exactly is the reason why at this point in time people always come with snake bites. And is it and what is the reason? So from that research, I was able to find out that okay, it's majorly because people do not even know, and most of the people there are farmers. Like in that, they are farmers, so they go, and some of them, like, they don't really care about what they are wearing and those kind of things. So that also brought about outreach. So we went on a health outreach and we started telling them, giving them, educating them about the snake bite. It's very small. It looks very small, but I trust you me, like I mean I left there after like a while. But then I realized that the following year, when I had even asked a colleague that was still there, was saying that okay, at least if you're going to give a rundown of the people that came with snake bites, I mean the snake bite victims from the previous year and this year, you see that there has been a change. That is an impact. You've made an impact already. So sometimes you don't, and it must not even be okay, print or cite your paper or have it. But what I just want to us to even have is that yes, we are thinking globally, but within the space where we are, we can make impact. I think once everyone is able to um have that notion or have that thing in their head, is, I mean, you know that, oh, I'm not just here for anything. I cannot just be doing my job anyhow. So another thing that is very important is upskill. That one is very, very important, like certification, short courses, postgraduate courses. If you have access to them, I know someone already said continuing education. There are some short courses that we can actually take that would help us to that will position us for global opportunities, right? It does not even, some of them you don't even have to pay, some of them you have to pay. Thankfully, we can leverage on technology now because you can actually go ahead to go to YouTube or whatever to learn everything you need to learn whilst in your job. So if you can take certifications, take short courses, go for postgraduate, isn't even if it's postgraduate diploma or postgraduate whatever, just make sure whatever you can to upskill, just not to remain the same person that you were last year or last month or whatever. You need to upskill, read books, like get interested in something and then focus on it and then lead with purpose. Start small. If you depend it, so whatever dream that you have, if oh I hope that one day I would become a professor in clinical pharmacy. At this moment, I'm still I'm still I'm still an intern, and I cannot. I I still need to finish my internship. Finish that. I need to save money to be able to go back to school to do my masters, do my PhD, or something. If you are still interested, like just whatever it is, start small. Start small to be able to make that impact that you want to make. So one thing that my professor always tell me is that the world needs your voice, and do not shrink it. So this is just something I also want to also tell us, that the world needs our voice. Do not shrink it. Lead in whatever space that you are. There are a lot of opportunities that are available. You just need to search, you just need to ask, you just need to network and meet people. So I didn't talk a lot about networking because I also wanted to stick to time. So that is this is the junction where I will just stop, and then if there are any questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you very much, and over to you, Fam. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We want to announce that our people should please mute themselves. Please try and mute yourself, otherwise I will mute you. Yeah, we have all listened to the presenter, and then we see that there's so many of us are sitting on dollars, pound sterling, and naira. So, and she has told us that there are a lot of grants for symposium, for conferences, researches, fellowship, mentorship, and the rest. The only thing we need to do is to look for it, discover it, so that we can actually develop ourselves. And then she concluded by saying that we should learn globally and implement locally, that we can also work locally and earn globally. So it's not left for you to use the opportunity, irrespective of whether you are community pharmacists, industrial pharmacists, hospital pharmacists, or the one that work in the academics. So I saw the chairman. I want to recognize you and others that came in while the lecture was going on. I must say that we actually turned out in large number. We started with 20-something, and now we are 98. And I hope before we leave, we shall have 3 digits. I want to open the floor for question, for contribution, and for observation before I call on the chairman to give a remark and the rest. The floor is open. You can put your question, observation, or observation in the chat. You can also raise your hand while I recognize you. The floor is open, members.
Good evening,
Hello.
everyone. Yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah, my name is Pharmacist Rashid Muidin from University of Ilorin. I have one or two questions for the presenter.
Please go
Can
ahead.
I go ahead?
Please go
Yes. The presenter, thank you very much for the wonderful presentation. It is so much enlightening and educative. But my question is this. Sorry, one will be directed to you and the other is general. The number one question is, where do you practice? That is direct question to you, if you don't mind. And the second one is there a way to enroll to be a member of the FIP ECG so that these benefits of grants and the networking and the mentorship will be available for those people that are interested? Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you Mrs. Abdurrashid Abidemi. Dr. Emanuela, if you can react to
Okay, sir.
that, please.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So, thank you very much for your question, Pam. So, I work where I practice. So, I'm currently in the research sector. I was formerly working in the hospital, and then I transitioned from hospital to research. So currently, I'm working with a management consulting firm, whilst I've also started something on the side for myself. And yeah, just so that is what I do. I'm in the research space at the moment. So I'm working with a management consulting firm, so you can still call it public health. Then as to how to be part of FIP ECPG. So FIP ECPG, I'm not sure if you are still a pharmacist or like if you are still a pharmacy student or you are already practicing, but whichever, the ECPG is for practicing pharmacists. Usually you join FIP by just going to www.fip.org, or you can just browse it. You would see it. You have access to the website. So once you go ahead to join, you go there, you join. So I'm also going to, oh, let me just finish this. So you go ahead to the website, you click on it, and then you join. Although it comes with a certain fee as well for you to be able to join. And yeah, but then I also add that not all of these opportunities are for people that are part of them. Recently, we released an internship opportunity, and this internship opportunity is not just for people that are, because the internship is not, please pardon me. I'm also reminded that internship, we have the normal internship that when you finish from school you can go. No, so we have an internship that is like a 6 weeks or a 6 months program that for people that probably have the skills and they are interested in a certain particular area. It's basically online. You are just working with other senior colleagues, just like when we do our internship, but it's online and working with senior colleagues to come up with either a toolkit or a guidebook, something, some of the documents that FIP always releases for national associations and for countries to take or have advantage. So for that internship that we had, I mean, I'm sorry, the deadline has already passed and we've already even started selecting people already. But for that internship, we were not looking for people that were FIP members. We were looking for people that had the skills. So if when you now have the skills, depending on the portfolio where you are going to be working on, if they're interested in you being an FIP member, then you probably have to be an FIP member. But if they're not interested, then you can actually be working under them, and you don't need to be an FIP member. Some of the other things that we also do, our networking session, especially for some of the online events that we have a lot of digital events that we have, at least 4 or 5 of them every month. So all those events, you don't even need to be an FIP member to be able to attend some of those things. So that is also something that I would want you to know. Yeah, and there's somebody else. So yeah, I think that is basically it. Someone just asked, sorry, pardon me, but I just want to answer quickly that the person asked about whether it's free to be an FIP member. No, it's not free. It comes at a particular fee. Sometimes so, and it's dependent on the country. So for us Nigerians, it's usually like 25 to 30 euros that you pay to become a member. Thank you very much. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you so much for the explanation. I think I can see Dr. King David. Can you please unmute and ask your question? King
Yeah,
David.
Pharmacist King David Ahunchog, actually. Good evening, sir. And thank you so much for this opportunity and to the presenter. So actually, my question has been answered because her first strategy, if I can remember, she had like 4 strategies, and the first one was joining international collaborations. She mentioned 3: FIP, ISPO, and then African Pharmaceutical Society. I think my memory got that. So I also had the same question that my colleague had asked earlier. So she has answered my question. Thank you so much once more for the
Yeah, thank
opportunity.
you.
I really learned a whole lot. Thank you.
Thank you. There is a chart that someone said, how can the sponsorship of FIP be extended to young pharmacists? Mostly senior pharmacists always benefit for this international engagement. I'm sure you have been answered that it is not free. It comes with a fee. If you become the member, then probably those sponsorship will also be extended to you. So you have the opportunity to apply for it. So any other observation, question, or query? Hello. I can see Dr. Juan for morning. Can you please unmute yourself and make your comments?
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. Older pharmacist, not young, but young at heart. I just
Okay,
want to
because
I just want to thank our dear presenter, my sister, Dr. Emmanuel and Zerbe, for this highly insightful presentation. I can see that our younger ones here present on this call tonight, people are high, what I say, people are lucky to have listened to such presentation this night. When we are younger at your age in those days, nobody really exposed us to something like this. But as God will have it, we try our best to improve on ourselves. So you people are lucky. So don't relent. Start from today. Make up your mind. I must have to step ahead. I must have to move an inch above where I am today. Whether you just graduated or you graduated just last year, 5 years, make up your mind to make an impact wherever you find yourself. Start small, as she said, in the hospital, at the community, anywhere. Just concentrate that I must make a change. Start locally before you know it, you move up to the global space. Okay. We've not even finished our local conferences here. All these are Friday clinical meetings. They're highly impactful. Start doing something. Call for abstract, do something. Before you know it, you see yourself in international space. But you must have to start locally. Let us make up our mind today to make an impact wherever we see ourselves. Enroll in your master's, fellowship, just start doing something. Before you know it, you see yourself up there. She started from somewhere before she can reach up to this place. So that's my advice, and I pray that God will help. But even here in CPAM, we have mentorship programs too. Just that you're a member of CPAM, you are opportuned to make an impact wherever you are. Because every Friday, we used to educate ourselves to improve on our practice. So I just want to say thank you so much, our dear presenter and our moderator too, for this opportunity. It was highly insightful. Thank you so much.
thank you, Pharmacist Maureen. There is a request in the chat. Someone from Liberia, he or she said that I'm a pharmacist. Jimmy from Liberia, I am interested. Kindly share your detail and website. Thanks. I hope the presenters got the information, then act accordingly. So any other person with any other information, observation, query, question, or clarification, while I
proudly sponsored by Airtel.
please, people should kindly mute. If you don't, I will mute you. So any other question or observation? If there is none, I want to call on the chairman, if he's still online, to please give us a brief remark. Dr. Joseph Madu. I saw him, but I don't know whether he has. Is Dr. Joseph Madu still online? While we are waiting him to rejoin, let me call on the secretary, Dr. Mutiat, to please give a remark while we are waiting chairman to give us his own remarks. Dr. Mutiat Olu Lawal.
Good
His
evening,
light
everyone.
will not be
Good
shared.
evening.
Good
It's been
evening,
a very wonderful session so far. Dr. Ella, I can't thank you enough for tonight. So let me just briefly address the young people in the house. As our National Vice Chairman said, we have a mentorship program in CIPAN. We have a platform for them. If you see through the participant list, if you are seeing MNT, that's our mentorship. So they have mentorship numbers. So for them, I hope they know how lucky they are. I left school in 2000 and attended my first FIP in 2024. A whole 2 decades and 4 years, you can imagine. Getting there, I met Ella. I was surprised when I learned that the international president for the YPD version of FIP is a young Nigerian lady. I was like, wow, I must meet with her. So we met when I presented my abstract. So I've been on her neck then that she should come and make a presentation for us. But because of the position she's holding, so it's been hard pinning her down. We were supposed to do this in March, Abby. It was March. When I called you, you said you were in Geneva attending a conference. So I don't know, there is no point reinventing the wheel. If you have people that are up there making waves, then we must encourage the other younger ones to be able to key into this. Let's give you the opportunity to tell us how you have been able to do that. And by God's grace, you have been able to do that tonight. What I've picked from it, you said they should start from where they are. Think globally while acting locally where you are. So I want to hope that our young ones here tonight have been able to at least gain some things from tonight. And it's not only gaining it, but imbibing it and making a difference in wherever they are working. I went to FIP because of the little pharmaceutical care I was doing where I was working. So just make a difference. Take it one by one, and eventually you will get there. The journey could be long, it could be somehow, but with proper mentorship, we are going to at least make a headway. People in front of us, they worked so that we could run. And today that we are running, it is for those people coming after us to be able to fly. I hope all of you will be able to join Ella on the international stage. Yes, we need more people, more Nigerians making waves. And let me be biased, we need more women. So the men should not take offense. We need more. So thank you so much. I don't know if chairman is still here, but I will invite our younger ones. Do they want to hack something? Do they want to make comments? We have so many of them there. Very few people have talked, though the time is fast spent. Let's again if there's any one of them that wants to say something before we
Someone said,
close.
how can one join the mentorship program? There is a
For,
chat on how
okay,
can one join the mentorship program.
okay, for SIPAN, we are taking it in batches. The first 100 people, they are already, and we started, I think, like 4 or 5 months ago. So by the time this one is ending, then we can take on another batch. What I will advise is join SIPAN. Join SIPAN. So just find
Thank you.
out maybe we put it in the chat. We just join CPAN. When you join on the group, we always share the information. And anytime we're starting another cohort of the mentorship, then you'll be able to join.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I don't know whether there's any other person that want to say one or two things before we call it a day. While I'm waiting for people's comments, I have seen so many of my classmates. Thank you for coming. Thank you for hearing my voice, even if you cannot see my face and if you cannot touch my hand. So at least I can see your name. Thank you so much for coming. And there are all other members of CPAN, the executive of CPAN, the fellow of Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria. You are all recognized and you are all welcome. We are grateful for your presence. Please, if you have any information or if you have any question you intend to ask, please kindly say so before we call it a day. I can see Pharmacist Abdurrashid still raising up his hand. Do you have any information for us?
Yes, just a quick addition to what I said earlier. And while Pharmacist Olulawa was talking, she made mention of joining the CPAN. Please, could you provide us with the link so that those of us that are interested in joining the CPAN, we use the opportunity to join the group. Thank you very much, ma.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much. I think CPAN also need to make an advert in all other platform or pharmacy platform so that because if you are not on CPAN platform, you may not know how to join and you may not get this information. So CPAN should create an avenue to get in touch with people in their respective places or via their other platform where the CPAN is available. So thank you. While let me call on someone to give us
Sorry, I've put my number on the group. They can call me. You can also search for Clinical Pharmacists Association of Nigeria. We have a website, so you'll see it there. I've put my number there too, so they can call me after in the chat room.
Thank you, ma. I've seen it.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So let me thank the presenter for a job well done. We are grateful that you actually create time to come and talk to us. As youth, we have learned a lot. Me, for instance, I have learned a lot, and I intend to take the opportunity as much as I can. I also want to thank each and every one of you that actually came and they're leaving whatever you are doing, that join. So we are grateful. We are not taking it for granted at all. So we hope and we pray that whatever we gain here today will be to the benefit of each and every one of us, to the benefit of our profession, to the benefit of the society, and to the world at large. So I am going to call on someone to give. Hello.
You want to call for the closing prayer? Let me say something. It's not an announcement per se, but I want the person giving the closing prayer to join into the prayer. Our presenter tonight will be getting married next month, so they should please pray for her for a successful marriage. She's a very young lady. She has tried coming here. What do you say?
The lady is very.
Invitation card.
Months by God's grace. So let's just together pray for her for a successful married life.
Amen.
Thank you.
So
Ella, thank you.
Thank you so much, presenter. I'm looking for who to call.
Where is the wedding taking place?
It's in Lagos. See me, I'll give you the invite.
Don't come. So may I use my veto power to call on Pharmacist Abdurrashid Abidemi to give us a closing prayer? and now you have had the prayer request. So you should
Oh,
please
every
include it.
time you just do it, this time now short.
So I'm highly honored with this with the okay, thank you very much, sir, for the honor. So we thank Almighty Allah for the successful meeting. As we are leaving this place to go back to our places, we pray for Allah's guidance and we pray for increase in the success of our practice anywhere we are. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We also pray for the successful marriage that the presenter is about to go into. So we also thank each and every one of you for coming. So while we wait to see again next Friday, I wish you all the best. For us here, it is good morning. For you there, it is good night. So good morning and good night, everybody.
And thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, moderator. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Thank you, everybody.